Hello everybody and welcome back to another Skin Splash Art review, and in today's Skin Splash Art review we are reviewing the Spirit Blossom Ashe Splash Art. Right. So, I'm no longer sick, so I can now talk just fine. I'm not coughing, spitting, having a runny nose, and there are 8 videos to do, so I'm starting off with the right now currently called legendary skin, but we already know that this is an exalted skin that got changed into a legendary skin, so it might get changed back, but I doubt it. It just caused more anger. But they also did change the Aurelia skin back. If I had done this video when it first came out, that I would have had everything really out of, like, it would have all been a bit not making sense with the current time. So currently, as of right now, they've just fixed the Aurelia skin and everything, because that was a legendary, well, called a legendary skin, but it was kind of just like a really good quality epic tier skin, and it wasn't really legendary tier at all, because there's no new animations or anything. So now they've done that, so now we just have 2 legendary skins within the within this skin line, and she's not an exalted skin, and Aurelia got her legendary skin and everything with new custom animations and stuff. So we're starting off with Spirit Blossom Ashe. I love Spirit Blossom. It's my favorite skin line, so I have a lot to praise about it. Hopefully I don't go giving out like tons of 10 out of 10s, but obviously it's just opinion based, so you have your own opinions. You can let me know in the comments down below what you think. And if any Ashe mains are watching, I know it's taking a while to get into this, but if there's any Ashe mains watching, let me know. Do you like this? Is this a good splash art for Ashe, or would you prefer to have seen a different pose? Maybe we've had some previous mains mention how they would have loved to have seen like an alt animation frozen in time in the splash art, or maybe like their E or Q for whichever champion it is. But yeah, anyway, enough with me chit-chatting around. Right, so I'll start with the faces as I always do, and we'll move around and talk about the rest of the stuff in the background eventually. Right, so we can zoom in. Wonderful. So yeah, I like the little tiara. There's a little cool tiara. We also do know, I was gonna say that she doesn't really fit the vibe of it being, because she's a Freljordian, not an Ionian, and she's supposed to be an Ionian myth here, which doesn't really make sense, but she's also, I found out by reading up about her lore in this universe, is that she's the person who guides the spirits through the spirit realm, which is cool because she's got the arrow and she guides it with the, I'm assuming her E, she helps people find their peace, which is quite nice. It's a decent fitting design for Ashe. And yeah, got all the little tassels and not sure what you call that. Little hair piece that comes out. It's kind of nice. I like the white hair. It's very nice. She does have white hair in her base form, but you know, the hair's kind of become her hood, which is kind of strange. They've done a nice little design, and it flows really long behind her, which is quite nice. Nice little cuts going around here, and it flows in the wind. Got the nice gem and the beads going around, the Spirit Blossom beads. She is a Kanmei, if I'm correct, which would be the just the spirits in the Spirit Blossom universe. And then there's the Azakana, which are the dangerous demon people. For example, I don't think Evelyn is a demon in this universe. She's like a half. She's got 2 sides to her. I don't know which she is though. No, I'm assuming she's in her base splash art. She's a Kanmei, but then she turns into an Azakana. Maybe she's both, and she just like changes between them. I don't know. Anyway, it's not about her. It's about Ashe. Then we've got the little pieces of cloth around her with the nice little rope keeping it in place, which is quite nice. Then we've got her little outfit, the dress getting held together with a little symbol there. We can see the gold with the more tassels, and then we've got the fabric bending around it like a nice flowery shape down here at the bottom, perfectly for the arrow to go through the middle. And then her bow is just made up of different components of like tree stems and stuff like that, like branches and stuff, which with golden pieces onto it. A humongous bow, to be fair. I don't think she's ever had such a big bow. Maybe she has. Maybe it was High Noon that gave her a humongous bow, but this is pretty damn big. And it's separated with some Spirit Blossom petals and stuff in the middle, lotus flowers, which is cool. And yeah, like all the gold aspects, the pink and the blue, really nice matching colors. Obviously, it's Spirit Blossom. Then we got the blue spirit arrow that I'm assuming is the one she uses to guide people. And she's pointing at the floor. doesn't really, I don't think that matters in this splash art. And it looks pretty nice. And then the pose, I think the pose is a little bit off. I mean, I'm not an Ashe main, so I wouldn't know, but I think the pose could have been like maybe she had shot like her Q into the air, so loads of well, it wouldn't really make any sense, but you know, like loads of her little E's would be flying everywhere to show spirits different pathways, and in the background you could see spirits following the arrows to different, you know, destinations. That would have been a nice like little background detail for the splash art, but this is still very nice. They've done a really decent. They've done like water paint colors at the top. You can see like all the water paint like blurring out the details in the background, kind of like it's a puddle at the top here. Not obviously her, but on like here we can see the little the waves and the nice watercolors being used to blend and mix together, causing that cool spirit blossom petal energy, which looks really good. And obviously on the other side we can see the mountain in the background, lots of different colors and all the petals flowing in the wind, very spiritual like. And yeah, that's kind of everything in the background. We do have some Azakana petals down here, which are some faded lotus flowers that have, I guess, been touched by an Azakana. I don't really know how they work in the Spirit Blossom universe, but they look pretty cool. We can see some nice chill petals there in the background. And yeah, there's not much to talk about in the background, which is a shame. And this is supposed to be an exalted skin, so the splash art's kind of let itself down. But it's been, you know, changed into a legendary skin, so you know. But still, kind of imagine there to be a background detail, but there isn't. Like a certain character, or maybe something in the background. Maybe I'm missing something. So if I am missing anything in the background, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, it looks really nice. I think I'm gonna rate this one now because it's I do have 8 videos to do, so I want to keep them short, and also I want to make sure I'm not taking up too much of your time. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think the pose and the background are the only things that really damage. I think the bow and everything looks really cool. I think the hair and the way it makes it look like a hood, which is kind of what she has in her base concept design, is pretty cool. I like all the flowers and everything flowing around her, which is really cool. And the petal design and everything looks really cool. But I think the background plus the what you call it, the like the pose that she has, I think we've seen this one before in like a couple of our older splash art, so I think it would be cool if we had a different pose and a little bit more detail in the background. Like I think there's a tree back here, a big massive tree, but it's gone too blurry for me to really tell what's going on. I can see mountains, but that's really it. Or maybe some little like hills and stuff showing the spirits wandering around. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. That's just my opinion. You can let me know in the comments down below what you would rate it. Would you rate it anything higher? Would you rate it anything lower? Let me know. If you're an Ashe main, let me know in the comments down. This is a new thing I'm going to be saying in each video. If you're a main and you main the character that I'm talking about, let me know anything you have to say about it, because I'd love to hear it. I also made a little appearance in the comments of the video when it went live. The what was it? The Spirit Blossom trailer music thing. I was talking in the comments. I don't know if any of you guys saw me there, but I was just putting some messages in there for, you know, for fun. So if you did, let me know. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you in another video, and I'm gonna go record the next one, which I think is Aurelia. Yep, beautiful. And I'll see you guys in a minute. Bye bye. I didn't press the right button. My bad. See you all soon. Bye bye.